Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Always a pleasure to be back.
Today, we're going to be looking at what we can learn from children.
Okay, sounds interesting.
Yeah, we've got a really fascinating blog post here by Lunarize.
Okay.
It's titled Lunarize's Biggest Lesson from Our Children. And she shares some pretty profound stuff about her experiences with her daughter Nova.
All right.
And really focusing on the power of love and kindness.
Yeah, okay.
So one of the first things that Lunarize talks about is this incredible moment when Nova, her daughter, was just 3 months old and said, "I love you."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's wild because it makes you think, can a baby that young actually, understand what that means?
Right. Yeah, it really raises questions about, the development of language and emotions in those early stages.
Totally. Yeah.
Like, can they truly grasp the concept of love? Yeah.
Exactly. And she goes on to say that it really made her think about how much, about this innate capacity for love and affection that children have. Even from such a young age.
Yeah, I mean, a 3-month-old obviously isn't going to have like a fully developed understanding of those complex emotions. But there is a lot of research that shows that babies are really attuned to emotional cues from their caregivers.
That makes sense.
Even really early on. So, they may not be able to articulate it with words, but they can definitely sense and express those feelings in their own way, right?
Yeah. Think about when a baby smiles or coos or even just reaches out for you.
Yeah.
That's got to be some form of early connection.
Right.
Expressing love in a way.
Absolutely. And I think, a lot of researchers would even argue that those early interactions, those early expressions of love, they're crucial for healthy development.
Yeah.
It builds a foundation for secure attachment and, later on their ability to form healthy relationships.
Yeah, that's huge. So, even though Nova couldn't necessarily explain what she meant by "I love you" at 3 months old, the fact that she was expressing something is still pretty remarkable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, kind of going along with that, Lunarize talks about how even now, at 17 months, Nova still blows kisses to everyone every night.
Oh.
Without fail, even when she's not feeling well.
That's sweet.
Yeah. And Lunarize, she sees that as kind of this powerful sign of Nova's true nature.
Right. It's just this instinctual act of love and affection.
Yeah. And it makes me think about how we express affection as we get older.
That's interesting.
It's so pure and simple for kids. And, as we grow up, we kind of complicate things, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We really do. And, it makes me think about the concept of love languages, how we all express and receive love in different ways.
Oh.
And for Nova, at this age, it seems like her love language is really about, a physical touch and gestures.
Yeah.
Those kisses. It's a really beautiful reminder that love can take so many forms, and it doesn't always have to be about grand pronouncements or elaborate gifts.
Right. And I think, that ties into something that Lunarize mentions later on.
Yep.
She talks about how, observing Nova's, consistent, acts of love, it's inspired her to really reevaluate her own approach to life. Especially when it comes to dealing with negativity.
Okay, how so?
Well, she says that, Nova's pure love is a constant reminder to choose love over, negativity. To, let go of grudges and really focus on kindness,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Even in tough situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kids have this amazing ability to, bounce back from difficult moments, right?
Totally.
And focus on the positive. And I think there's something really profound we can learn from that.
Yeah.
About emotional regulation.
I was going to say that's kind of what I was thinking. It's we can learn something from that, right?
Absolutely. Think about how quickly a child can go from tears to laughter.
Actually, yeah, all the time.
Right. It's they have this inherent resilience that I think we as adults, we kind of lose touch with sometimes.
Yeah.
As we get caught up in all the complexities of life.
It's almost like we're relearning something that we knew instinctively as children.
Exactly. And, Lunarize's call to action is really about tapping back into that core essence of love.
Yeah.
Within ourselves and then nurturing that in our children. And she really emphasizes that it's a two-way street. It's this beautiful cycle of growth and learning.
That's really beautiful.
everyone benefits. And what's fascinating here is the idea of interconnectedness,
Oh,
Like
okay.
Luna Rice's experience with Nova highlights how nurturing relationships, whether with children or others, it's not just about individual well-being. It
Mm.
contributes to like a greater sense of harmony, and
Mhm.
connection within families and communities.
So like, what does all this mean for us?
Hmm.
How can we apply these amazing insights from Lunar Eyes and Little Nova to our own lives?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? Like, how do we take these beautiful abstract concepts and actually turn them into like tangible actions?
Right.
And I think, a good place to start is by asking ourselves, what's one small act of love inspired by Nova that we can incorporate into our own daily lives?
Oh, I like that.
Right. It could be something as simple as like, offering a genuine compliment to a stranger,
Mhm.
or,
Mhm.
maybe it's making a conscious effort to choose understanding over judgment when we're faced with like a difficult situation.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just taking a few moments each day to like really connect with that inner sense of joy and love, and then, letting that radiate outward.
I think that's such a powerful way to end this deep dive.
Yeah.
It's like we can learn so much from children, from their pure hearts.
Absolutely.
And I think, Nova's example really reminds us that love is truly the most powerful force in the world.
Couldn't agree more. It's something worth reflecting on, I think.
Yeah, and something to try and practice in our daily lives.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe we can even inspire some little ones along the way.
I love that.
Yeah,
Thanks for another great deep dive.
of course. Always a pleasure.
And thanks to all of you for listening.
Until next time.